Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today's lecture will focus on how the middle class grew in the United States during the Gilded Age and its effects on American culture and society. So let's get started. The creation of new white collar jobs that had little manual labor or middle management as coordinators between executives and factories became the backbone of an expanding middle class in America. This middle class also included scientists, engineers, salespeople, accountants, and clerical workers, which increased the demand for other middle class service workers like lawyers and doctors, public employees, and storekeepers. Meanwhile, the upper class and wealthy Americans joined civic organizations and charitable institutions to address the problems of urbanization. Andrew Carnegie argued it was their moral responsibility in the gospel of wealth to help other members of society better themselves and improve society. He believed and practiced this attitude that the wealthy had a duty to improve their community by distributing much of his wealth to fund libraries, universities, concert halls, and other institutions, even though it was attacked as paternalistic and based on racial science. Women in the workforce started to break into professions, clerical work, teaching, and nursing when they had access to higher education. But this feminization of those roles led to lower status, wages, and salaries. Elementary education, which focused on teaching reading, writing, and math, along with moral values, increased as states passed new laws compelling children to attend, which led to an increase in literacy in the country, along with increased early childhood education. Tax supported high schools following a college preparatory curriculum, along with vocational and citizenship education, grew even larger in urban society. The demand for white collar jobs also increased the demand for colleges to train people in those fields, with funding coming from several sources, like federal land grants to states to establish colleges that were more affordable to middle class Americans and train them in these white collar jobs, but also centered on research for new products and techniques. Wealthy philanthropists also founded or helped existing colleges grow. Women only in African American colleges helped educate these peoples who were not generally accepted at other institutions. Colleges also reduced the number of required courses of students' chosen classes. These schools started to emphasize graduate studies along with research and free inquiry, leading to Americans who could compete with the intellectual achievement of Europeans, along with adding social activities to the college experience. New fields like psychology, sociology, and political science studied and applied the scientific method and theory of evolution to human affairs to figure out remedies for the problems of the day, like the use of statistics to understand crime in urban neighborhoods, which some started to believe one's criminality was caused by one's environment. The middle class experienced a growth of leisure time activities due to their higher incomes, reduction of hours, improved transportation, promotional advertising, and the decline of values that saw play as a waste of time. Newspapers started to be mass circulated with sensational stories about crime, disasters, and crusades against economic and political corruption became cheaper by selling advertisements and newer, cheaper printing technologies. Theater-esque activities like vaudeville, traveling circuses, and Wild West shows brought a wide variety of acts to urban dwellers, while streetcars and railroads promoted weekend activities to keep cars running several days a week, with parks at stations so urban families could enjoy the outdoors. Outdoor bandstands led to public performances of music like marches, jazz, blues, and ragtime. Professional sports like baseball and football started to be organized into leagues and also played for entertainment at the professional and amateur level within the new educational institutions. Still, others in the middle and upper classes played sports for healthy exercise, but may have created clubs that excluded ethnic and racial minorities. The speed of communication increased in this era due to several inventions like the telegraph, Morse code, and the telephone, which both went up with the expansion of the railroad and across the Atlantic Ocean. All of this faster communication created international market and lower prices for basic commodities. Businesses also had new inventions like the cash register and calculating or adding machines. Henry Bessemer also discovered a method to produce higher quality, cheaper steel, which involved blasting air through molten iron. Lastly, Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, and George Westinghouse applied for patents on many inventions that made everyday living better for everyone, like the electric light bulb and other electric technologies. The increased output of American factories meant that businesses sought a larger group of people to sell to. Department stores like Macy's, Woolworths, Sears, Roebuck Company, and Marshall Fields created large stores that had multiple departments and sold a wide variety of goods and would even mail them through the railroads to rural customers who bought out of catalogs, even including houses. Prepackaged canned and frozen foods became more common and changed the eating habits of Americans. To learn about these new inventions and products, advertisements and marketing was used to promote them and created a culture where shopping was a hobby.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.